booktube. My name is Sarah and welcome to the Bookish Knitter. Happy Friday, everybody. Happy December the 1st. Welcome to the first day of December, the first day of Advent, the first day of Vlogmas. This video is going to go up the next day, so you're not going to see this till the 2nd of December. But actually, I kind of like that because now you will not be spoiled if you also have the David's Tea calendar. You won't be spoiled if you don't check it till like later in the day or something like that. So yeah, so anyway, I have my David's Tea calendar here to open to show you guys today's day number one. Now, I did not get a vlog out yesterday, and I am in a bit of a time crunch this morning. Shocking, I know. And I did finish 2 books yesterday. So the one quick thing I'm going to say is that I will not actually be doing a wrap-up on Sundays anymore. I'm going to wrap up the books in the vlog. When I finish a book, I'm going to wrap it up here in the vlog. Why do something twice, essentially, right? Because I give you guys my rating anyway. I might as well give you guys my review. No sense in holding off until the weekend, right? So I'm going to start doing that, but stay tuned tonight. I will talk about the 2 books that I finished yesterday. One I enjoyed, one I really didn't. And I'm not going to tell you which is which. If you follow me on Goodreads, you will have already seen my ratings for both of these. So anyway, so I will be doing that later today, along with sharing with you what I'm currently reading. But like I said, time crunch this morning. Let's open our advent calendars, because I do have 2. I have the David's Tea, of course, and I have a Cadbury chocolate calendar, so I'm very excited. So there's the David's Tea. If you were here last year, this is exactly the same calendar. I have thoughts on that. I just wish they would have disclosed it to us that it was literally the exact same calendar as last year. Because, I mean, you do year to year get the same teas. That just kind of happens. You're always going to get Santa's Secret. You're always going to get Sleigh Ride. You're always going to get some of these a lot of these holiday teas that they put out, but they're usually on different days and they do a different design on the outside. There are people who collect these. So to have the same one 2 years in a row is really disappointing. Now, I know a lot of people will be like, but there was another one. There was a 24 days around the world, but that wasn't the Advent calendar. That wasn't the 24 days of tea. This is the Advent calendar. That is like 24 teas around the world or something like that. This is what people go to for the Advent calendar. Anyway, that's my public service announcement. David's, you disappointed me this year. So let's go to number 1. This is going to be really hard to hold up and do. So number 1 is up here. So let me just go ahead. It's really heavy right now. It's got all the little things in it. Now, I remember the first day, but after the first day, to be honest, I don't have any memory of what was in these, and I think I stopped at day 10 because that's when I got COVID last year. So to be honest, I'm complaining about the fact it's a redone calendar, but on the other hand, a lot of it I don't remember. So to be fair. So day number 1, we have, I've been looking forward to this one, Cranberry Ginger Ale. Guys, this is, okay, you're not going to be able to see that. Yeah, there you go. Cranberry Ginger Ale. This is hands down probably one of my favorite teas I've ever had from David's Tea. It literally tastes like yummy, warm cranberry ginger ale. It's just amazing. And I need more of it, and it's not available on the website. And I am so disappointed because I love it. So I cannot wait to enjoy that today. So that is day 1. Let me just put the little box back in there. And I'll just put that beside me. So my other calendar that I got is the Cadbury Dairy Milk Advent Calendar. So I was going to get one of the cheap, like $2 Advent chocolate calendars. I mean, those, say what you will, there is something nostalgic about those calendars. The taste of those chocolates are so nostalgic. But I saw this one and I thought, oh, I'll pick it up. But it was about $10 or $12. I'm like, a little bit more expensive than I want to spend on an Advent calendar, unless it's the David's calendar. And then we were in another store and it was on sale. So I'm like, okay, so the universe is telling me I need this because Cadbury chocolate is hands down my favorite chocolate of all time. Full stop. Love it. So let's look for number 1. So this is going to be my indulgent treat for today. There's number 1. Right down there. So let's pop it open. These are probably not wrapped. I did see afterward, later on in another store, they had Hershey's Kisses calendar, and every day you got 2 Hershey's Kisses. I'm like, that's kind of cool. Ooh. So here it is. Let me pop it out. Come on. Gonna be a pain. I just want to eat it now, but I haven't even had breakfast yet. So I'm going to put it in a little baggie and take it to work for my afternoon snack. So there. A little dairy milk chocolate. I should put that in my lunch bag. All right, guys, I will talk to you this evening. Bye, everybody. Hi, friends. It is later on Friday evening. It is about 10 to 7. I've been home for about an hour. We ordered dinner, and I am just waiting for that to be delivered. And then I'm going to eat. Then I'm going to relax for the rest of the night. I'm tired. It's the weekend. I'm super excited. It's the weekend. So it's been a long week. Month end is always a long week. Anyone else who works in an industry that does a month end where you have to hit numbers, and it tends to be a longer week. You tend to stay later to make sure you get files closed or, reports done or whatever the case may be. And that's pretty much the boat that I was in this week. So not complaining though. I do actually really enjoy my job. So that's a good thing. But anyway, quick update. So I had my cranberry ginger ale tea today. It was delicious. Yeah, love that. That's one of my favorites. And I'm so disappointed it's not on the David's Tea website. I think it might be exclusive to the calendar. I wish it wasn't. I wish that it would be like a regular tea because it's really, really good. Other than the fact that it's cranberry, it's not really... I mean, it's festive. Cranberries are festive, but it's not like it's called like Elf on a Shelf or something. They could bring it out all year round, is what I'm trying to say. So, reading update for today. Oh, yeah. So, weather update too. We got snow today. Not a bunch of snow. I mean, it was pretty much melted by the time we left. But there's one girl at work. She's new. She started about a month and a half after I did. But she's actually new to Canada as well. I think she's from the Philippines. She is the sweetest thing. And she has never seen snow before. And the other day... she was so excited. Like, she went outside and she was taking pictures. And I just thought, it just charmed me so much. And like, it just made me happy. You know what I mean? I thought, this is delightful. And then the other girls and I were laughing, saying, yeah, wait till the first snowstorm hits. She won't be so enchanted anymore. So anyway, that was fun. I had to share that with you guys. Reading. Let's get into some reading for today. So I did finish 2 books yesterday. I did promise I was going to talk about them, and that's what I was going to do now in these daily vlogs, is talk about the books that I finished. And yeah, so yesterday I finished reading. First off, I finished reading on audio, 8 Winter Nights by Liz Maverick, which is the first book in the, what's it called? The Winter Nights series, I think. 2 stars. Did not enjoy, guys. If it was any longer than it actually was, I would have DNF'd it, 100%. But a part of me kept hoping that something was going to happen to change things. And it didn't. And it just... So the whole premise of this book is that there's a guy by the name of Oz, and he goes to this... He's new to New York City, and he goes to this 8th night of Hanukkah party. So what I did love is that it did take place at Hanukkah, which you don't see very many of those romances. And he goes to this party, and he gets stuck out on the balcony with Rachel, who is our female lead. And they're talking for like a good little while, like 20 minutes, half an hour. Then all of a sudden, like her best friend, like unlocks the door to rescue them because they're literally stuck out on this balcony in the cold. And as soon as Oz sees Tamara, Rachel's friend, suddenly he forgets completely about Rachel. And, and Rachel's like, oh, Tamara always gets the guy. She's so much prettier than me, yada, yada, yada. So the 2 of them start dating, Tamara and Oz. And then it's like flashes forward to a year after that event. And Tamara and Oz have just broken up. Tamara has headed off to Bali, a vacation that the 2 of them were supposed to go together. And she went off on her own and tells Rachel to go and stay with Oz because he broke his leg or something like that. And, to take care of him and make sure, because it's the 8 days leading up. It's the 8 days of Hanukkah. Okay. She has been pining over this guy for the last year. They've all hung out together in a big group, so they see each other all the time. Like, I always think about, like, that classic New York sitcom Friends group, like Friends or How I Met Your Mother or something like that. So they all hang out together in this big group. She's been pining over him. Rachel's been pining over him so much. She's been writing diaries upon diaries upon diaries of the way she feels about this guy, which is a little... I can get that you're crushing on him, and it's really difficult because, he's dating your best friend. But get a grip. Like, clearly he's not with you. You know what I mean? Like, maybe, the whole unrequited love thing, anyway. So, now the next thing is that Tamara and Oz break up. Okay, fine. Stuff happens. And almost immediately, Oz is like starting to get attracted to Rachel. Like, what I had the biggest problem with in this entire book was I didn't understand why Oz and Tamara were together in the first place. It didn't make any sense because all this stuff that he's remembering about times, because he's trying to win Tamara back, all these times he's remembering actually was Rachel, not her. So what was it, just good sex? Like, what was the situation? Like, I just couldn't, I couldn't. I don't understand how you can spend a year with somebody and 2 days after you split up, now you're pining for the best friend, you know? And Oz did feel a bit like a jerk to me, to be completely honest, because the reasons why he wanted Tamara back, it's like he never said he loved her. So at least he was honest with that. But he's like, oh, we were such a good couple and she was so great, you know, with the people that I work with when I go to all these work functions and things like that. Like, anyway, needless to say, guys, 2 stars, did not care for it. 1 star because the writing was not horrible, and I liked some of the other friends, like Sarah, one of the friends, and Elliot is the other friend in this friend group. I will read their stories next, so they're the next 2 books. But this one, Oz was basically a dick, and Rachel was just, I'm sorry to say this, she acted so pathetic. Like, really, like, pining, and she was helping him win Tamara back. Like, really? Anyway, it was a thing. The next book that I finished was Dreaming About Christmas Cowboy by Brenda Harlan. I think the 6th and final book in the Montana Mavericks, the Brothers of something Bronco Heights, the Cowboys of Bronco Heights, maybe, I can't remember the series. This one was really cute. So this was about Susanna and Dean, and she's been in love with him, talk about unrequited, since she was like a teenager. She was like 17, but he's like 8 years older than her. And you know, there was this like whole thing that he always looked at her as like a little sister. She'd been working for the family business for years and all these things. And then she puts on this play. She's a playwright and she's a bit of an actress. And she writes this play, and the community theater picks up the play for Christmas. And it's basically her and Dean's story. Like, it's her, but how she wants it to end, where he finally realizes that he's in love with her and yada, yada, yada. So it was really, really cute. Okay, so this got 4 stars. This would have gotten a 4.5 star from me, but there was a couple things that kind of really irked me. One was the age thing. They kept mentioning the age thing. Now, I kind of sort of get it because she was a lot younger when they first met. Like, she was like 14 or 15. So I get it because he was like 8 years older than her. And when you're 14, 8 years difference is absolutely massive. And now she's 25 to his 30-something. The age gap tends to feel smaller the older you get. You know what I mean? The other thing, look at the cover of this book. They kept calling her overweight. There were comments made about how, like, herself, I can't eat that because it's full of carbs and I got to get up on stage. And she had a bad situation when she was younger with another stage mother of a classmate of hers. And this classmate won the starring role in this play. And supposedly some of the teachers were even commenting about how they would have had to let the costume out for her. She looks skinny to me. Like, she doesn't even look like she's average. She looks skinny. Maybe the coat hides something. I don't know. That kind of really did irk me, that bit of fat shaming, when I guarantee you she probably was not even overweight. She was probably normal, you know, like a normal woman. And I wish that would leave books, that we don't have to discuss the character's weight. You know, like, they are just a person. They are a good person, or they, you know, have blonde hair and green eyes. We don't need to hear that they're the fat. I'm just kind of over it. You know what I mean? So unfortunately that didn't get a higher star rating for me, but I did still enjoy it outside of all that. I know it sounds like I'm very, very much criticizing, but the actual romance I really did like. Like I said, this is the 6th in the series, and I know those of you who are series in order readers will be like, well, yeah, it feels like Suzanne and Dean's relationship came out of nowhere. Like, they suddenly... But I have read previous books in the series. I read the 1st book and I read the 5th book. So, the one right before this one. And you kind of meet them, but not really. It still felt like a little rush to me. But anyway, that was a thing. So, that's everything that I read yesterday, or finished yesterday. So, I finished November reading 15 books. A-okay by me. I'm very, very happy with that. So what am I currently reading? I'm currently reading like 4 different things, you guys. 4 different things. So let me start with my Harlequin book, which is the next in the bind up. Like, The one that I just finished, that I just talked about, was December 2021 publication, and this is the next one in that 3-book bind-up that you can borrow from the library, and it's Merry Christmas Baby by Terry Wilson. This is the 4th and final book in the Love Struck Vermont series, and it's about a woman. Her name is Candace Kane, so yes, Candy Kane, and she is a movie producer for Hallmark-type movies, made-for-TV movies, but the Christmas ones. And she just got guardianship of her second cousin, like this little tiny baby. It was a second cousin of hers. And she has decided to go back to her hometown of Lovestruck, Vermont. And she's renting a house because she wants to give Faith, which is the baby, like the best Christmas ever. It's her first Christmas. And she's rented half of a duplex from the very grinchy town pediatrician. So that's where the story is going to go from there. So obviously it's going to be the relationship between the two of them. I'm about 3 chapters into this one. I just started this morning and I'm really enjoying it. So Terry Wilson's writing is always super fantastic. So I am actually reading that on my Kindle, or my Kobo. I'm showing it to you on my Kindle Fire just because the Kindle book itself, like the Kobo book, excuse me, shows all 3 covers, and it's kind of really hard for me to show you just the one cover. So what else am I reading? I started yesterday, A Wish for Winter by Viola Shipman, which is more of a women's fiction-y romance story. So this is about a woman who, she's 40. They mention that several times in the book, that she's 40, and her parents passed away when she was quite young, on Christmas, like around the Christmas season. And her grandparents, they live in a small town in Michigan, and her grandparents always play Santa and Mrs. Claus. So Christmas is kind of ingrained into her system, and she kind of fell out of her love for Christmas. So it is a romance, but I think it's about her finding her spirit again, for lack of a better term. You know, not just for Christmas, but just in general. You know what I mean? So I'm about 4 or 5 chapters into this one, and I am enjoying it. I do really like Viola Shipman's writing. Told you guys I'm reading all the things. And today I started an audiobook. I am going to show it to you on my Kindle because it is the weekend, so I will not be listening to audio, or I generally don't listen to audio on the weekend. So I do have a copy of this on my Kindle, and that is Resty Murdered Gentleman by Vicki Delaney, which is the first book in the year-round Christmas mystery series. So a cozy mystery. So I've got a Harlequin romance, a regular romance, and a cozy mystery. So yeah, so this one, it's a town called Rudolph. It's year-round Christmas, and I'm only 2 chapters in. Nobody's been murdered yet, so I will update you guys tomorrow. But so far, I mean, it's Vicki Delaney. She does some great writing, and I know that this series is a favorite for a lot of people, and I have not read any of the books in the series, so I am super excited to continue to read that one. And last but not least, I did pick this one up a couple days ago. I'm reading a couple chapters a night. Big for Christmas by Francine Pascal, one of these Sweet Valley twins special edition books, about the twins feeling too much like they are little kids, and they wish to be older, and then they wake up one morning, like I think it's Christmas morning, and they are now, instead of 12, they're 16. So the story kind of goes from there. So yeah, enjoy. This is just so much camp and fun, but that's Sweet Valley for you. So last but not least, it is Vlogmas. Excuse me. It is Vlogmas. Well, it's December, and I mean, I'm doing Vlogmas. These are not technical. Oh, I guess you could kid me. Well, yeah, these would be Vlogmas videos. One of the other things I said I was going to do for Vlogmas was, or for the month of December, was instead of knitting on my blanket, which I've done in previous years where I pull a mini skein of yarn and then knit a square on my blanket, I'm going to try and finish a pair of socks. Will I finish this pair of socks in December? Heck no. If I finish one of the socks, I will consider it a win. But I will be winding this into a ball tonight. This is Hypnotic Yarns, and it is their Warm Country Christmas, the Christmas Eve cast on. So I will be starting this tonight. I will be winding this up and casting on the socks tonight. And I'm very excited. I had forgotten completely about this, and then I was grabbing my tripod, which sits in my knitting bag over there, and I like, oh my gosh, and I grabbed it. So the other day, if you guys watched my vlog, I showed you the knitting bag that I love that had Santa playing golf with the reindeer in the off season. So this is the one I'm using for these socks. This is the other one of Santa and the reindeer at a retro motel. I just love that. And I love the reindeer. but that very retro type motel thing, right? There's all Santa's clothes. I love this reindeer. He's like in the hot tub. Yeah, this is just the most delightful, delightful print. He's got his beach ball. Like, it's the most delightful print. I just absolutely love it. I don't know where the bag designer found this fabric. I mean, again, this is like a 5 or 6-year-old knitting bag. These guys are playing shuffleboard. But it's delightful. So I'll be casting these socks on tonight. So I will show you them tomorrow. But anyway, guys, I am rambling. I had a lot to share with you because I finished those 2 books. But I will check in with you tomorrow. Take care and happy reading, everybody.